What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another edition of the What's Up, Yuma radio show. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we are joined with, well, first I want to mention real quick, the reason why is because we had Juan Guzman on last week. He was one of our first guests the first week, and he talked about the generous donation that Fort Yuma Rotary gave to the Yuma Children's Museum.
And he tattooed that on his knuckles.
Oh, yeah, that was great. He did, yeah. He put Fort Yuma on his knuckles that day. Yeah, and but we wanted to find out more about the Yuma Children's Museum, so we are joined by the executive director of the Yuma Children's Museum, Sabra Lemon. Good morning, Sabra.
Morning.
Yeah, get a little closer. Bring that mic right up to you. You can move the mic.
There you
It's all like, I'm going to do it like that.
Oh, I didn't know it moved.
Yeah, no, it moves. Yeah,
Everything's movable.
mobile.
Everything's flexible. Yeah.
We are high tech here. This is high tech operation. We can move mics. So yeah, get real close to it. I want to open it up with the mission, and I know that's why you have your phone out in front of you, because I told you I was going to ask you about the mission. So it's okay. What is the mission of the Yuma Children's Museum?
I'm going to read it because I always mess it up.
That's fine.
So our mission is creating playful experiences where all children learn through exploration, imagination, and creativity.
It sounds perfect.
Now I can put my phone away.
Yes.
That's totally, and hey,
It's like right on. That's exactly what you guys do there.
It is, exactly. And I never want to mess that up, so I always feel fearful that I will. I'll leave something out.
Yeah, so you mentioned creativity, imagination, those type of things come up with the Children's Museum. It's not a typical museum when you think museum. I kind of get bored thinking about museums, you know. To me, no. And my stepson, he's like, I got to go to the Children's Museum. We got to go to the Children's Museum. He loves the place. And so I remember the first time I went, like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was. Why is that?
Well, a lot of people are confused or unfamiliar with what a children's museum is. Some people think it's children on display, or
that's like you mentioned off air the Bodies Museum or something.
They're just standing there.
Or maybe children's art, but that's not the case. They can come and create art at the museum, but they're just interactive activities, exhibits we call them, where kids and their caregivers can interact and make memories and learn organically.
So learn organically. Dive into that a little bit more. What is that about?
So as a former school teacher, I know that you teach. It is not as organic as you wish it could be. We have certain standards.
Organic,
we have to meet.
Explain that though. What's organic? Like
it's
hands-on?
happening and you're not even knowing it, right?
And it's because they're having fun.
So
they're just having fun.
Okay, you're educating me now. I get they don't know they're learning.
Yes.
Look, Johnny.
I didn't know I was learning.
So you're
right now he's learning organically.
I'm learning organically, guys. This is great. This is a first
It never
for the show.
stops.
Yeah. So learning organically, that's a big part. And the creativity, they don't know they're learning.
They don't.
Because it's
They
fun.
don't.
If you tell them to sit down and here's a test and write stuff, they're not going to have
That's
a good
no
time.
fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So we try to make it fun, and we try to apply it, but organically. So we're not forcing it.
Yeah.
Kids are so great. They figure things out.
That's right.
You can set up an exhibit and leave them to it, and they'll figure out how it works and what the point of it is.
And
on
it's a
their
great
own.
place for moms too, because you can get a break. I took my kids there for hours and didn't even see them. They're just like, later, mom.
Well, you are supposed to stay with your children at all times.
I break the rules.
She's breaking the rules.
We are not liable.
Ronnie has just been 86th from the Yuma Children's
Welcome
Museum
back.
live on air. Yeah, there's going to be a picture up of her. And don't let her in. She leaves her kids and runs.
And I watch
wouldn't
her
have-
children.
I wouldn't have called you out on it, but the staff would have called me out on it when I got
see.
back to work today. They'd say, "Hey,
Hey, she just dropped him
you
off
need
at
to
a daycare.
remind parents that they stay with their children."
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good thing, yes.
Yeah.
You're also teaching little life skills, like you clean up when you leave an exhibit. You clean up after yourself. You
Yes.
share. If another child walks into the exhibit space, you can share those pieces of that exhibit. There's room for everybody at the museum. That's what I love. We have a capacity of 215, so I think we're solid.
Yes, I love
we
it.
We have hit capacity a few times, which is awesome. But we've never had to turn anyone away.
Okay.
So come one, come all.
So what's a typical exhibit like at the Children's Museum? Paint a picture for people that haven't been there.
It's a spectrum over there, right? It's a wide variety of opportunities because we want to appeal to different interests, but we also want to entice them into new interests.
Yes.
And then we obviously have to appeal to the ages 0 to about 8. And we're trying to work towards even 10-year-olds. So you walk in and there's a giant light bright to your right, but then on the left there's a maker space where you can create and craft with any supplies that we have on hand. And then you move progressively to the back of the museum and there's all kinds of STEM and STEAM type exhibits and interactive activities.
Yeah, there's stuff to keep you busy all day. And you told us an awesome fun fact. There's only 300 in the country.
In the world.
Oh, in the world, yeah. Oh, I have right there, world.
Yeah, because there are international children's museums.
Wow.
So Yuma is very, very, very fortunate to have its own children's museum.
So can you tell us a little bit about how the Children's Museum came to be? Like, what was the spark that somebody said, we need to create one of these here in Yuma?
So about 12, 13 years ago, a couple of different people had children's museums in their lives, and they lived in this area now, and they wanted to bring it to Yuma. And they made it their life's goal. And a few years later, they were able to fund an executive director through generous donation by Gowan Company. And then from there, it just steamrolled. You had a director now that was able to work full-time on the project, and then we had a building donated by Clint Harrington and his sister, so that was time to open the doors. Unfortunately, COVID hit then, and the then director, Melissa, struggled to get, it just slowed things down a little. I think it did for everybody.
Exactly.
And then once she got the doors open and running, I came back. Melissa retired, and we have just been going and going.
So the Yuma community made this happen.
It did. It's
That's
100%
really cool.
brought to you by Yuma County.
And that's what we like to focus on,
Yes.
on the show. That's a highlight, the community and people, like you said, transplants, not from here, but enjoyed that maybe growing up or taking their kids there, whichever way. And they said, we need one here in this community, and they made it happen.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved originally? Like, did somebody just tap your shoulder and say, hey, can you do this? Or give a little bit about your background.
Like, Sabre looks cool.
Yeah, like, we like her, so yeah.
A friend of mine reached out to me because she heard they were looking for a director 9 years ago. And she said, I think this would be a perfect fit for you. You should apply. And I did, and I went through an intensive, interview cycle and got the position back then. Yeah.
So 9 years ago, you said
Yeah.
that. So this is when it started, 9 years ago?
Yes, we partnered with the Yuma Arts Center, and we would have a summer-only kind of an exhibition, right, where we had a mobile pop-up children's museum in the Yuma Arts Center every summer. And until we had enough traction to start to get legit, if that makes sense. And I will add that we have a national conference every year, and when I go, a lot of emerging museums want to talk to our museum about how we came to be. And I always say it takes a very special community.
Oh, so it does. It really takes the community to make it happen. So not every community can make this happen if they don't have some of the things that we are blessed with here in Yuma.
I think so.
And we at this show we really like to get to know the person behind the business. So, what's your past experience before getting this position?
Well, I was born and raised here in Yuma. I raised my 4 kids here, born and raised. My husband as well.
Wow.
We're a farm family.
Okay.
And I became a teacher, and I just liked kids. And then I was asked, I did YumaMom.com for a long time.
And I believe you shared it on the Yuma Mom
I did on
Facebook. So
So
hopefully
what all
some of the
did
Yuma
that
moms are watching.
What all did that entail to be part of Yuma Mom or be Yuma Mom?
So it was started by a Marine officer wife, and she wanted somebody local. So to be a constant. So she asked me to partner with her, and I did. And
The rest is history.
Yeah, it's kind of what you guys do on the radio, but I did it on a blog back in the blogging days.
Wow.
The old blogging days. Yeah,
Now
those
it's
days,
a blog.
they're done.
Yeah.
Now it's all about reels and stuff like that. You got to make
Video
a reel.
blog.
Yeah,
And I'm
video.
happy to bow out of that.
You know
Yes,
what?
you're like, woo! I missed it.
I'm Yuma Grandma now.
No,
I moved on.
That's a good title.
You didn't know we're going to be creating a reel after this episode? That's
Oh,
part
yeah.
of the show. You didn't read that in the
is all
contract.
over social media.
That we're doing a reel. But so that's a little bit of your background. That's how you got involved, why you got involved. We're going to find out more about that. We're going to take a quick break. I want to find out a little bit about what it takes in the community to make this happen. We'll dive into that a little bit more because you mentioned that, and that's something special about Yuma, right? So what are those things? What are those factors that a community needs? And what are those things that we have here in Yuma? And we're going to come back with that after a quick break right here on What's Up Yuma Radio on 94.7 KOFA FM.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. Specializing in residential and commercial wiring, services also include EV charging unit installs and solar-ready service panel upgrades. Information and consultation appointments at yumaelectricservicellc.com.
Hear the rhythm. Feel the beat. Let your curiosity run away on the Latin Alternative. Hi, I'm Josh Norick. Every episode of the Latin Alternative takes you on a thrilling rendezvous of sonic and exotic landscapes in Latin rock, funk, hip-hop, electronic, and tropical music. Join me and my co-host Ernesto Lechner on the Latin Alternative.
Monday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
If Border Radio were a commercial station, we'd probably play something other than the music you hear now, and, of course, play commercials. But you probably listen to Border Radio because we're not that. We're non-commercial community radio. But the only way we can do this is when you choose to support it. Visit borderradioaz.org/donate to give today.
Good morning. This is Cecilia Holland-Braithwaite from the KWC Newsroom. Nearly $6.9 billion in federal K-12 funding is being withheld, and according to the Learning Policy Institute, more than $118 million of those funds were meant for Arizona schools. Arizona lawmakers sent a letter to the Trump administration demanding it release frozen funding. More details on this news story are at kawc.org. It's going to be sunny, hot, and breezy in Yuma today with a high of 110 and a low of 83.
Yuma Rotary Club will host Bolio 11, a bowling event held in support of Rotary International's efforts to eliminate polio, on August 2nd at Inca Lanes. 3 games and shoes are included, and trophies and awards are part of the fun. Sponsors, teams, and individual bowlers can register now. Details at bolio.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to the What's Up Yuma radio show. Today we are joined with Sabra Lemon, and I had a hard time pronouncing your name. Just reading it, Sabra. Where did that name come from? I just want that. No, is that a story? No.
No. My birth
She's like,
father.
it's a secret.
Supposedly, this is all legend. I'm adopted. I came with the name.
Uh-huh.
My
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a whole other podcast. Anyway, legend has it that he read it in a Louis L'Amour novel. But a professor of mine in college said, well, he pronounced it wrong. It's actually Sabra, and it's Hebrew. So
okay.
I don't know.
Cool. I just had to get down to the bottom of that
It's
one.
a
because-
unique name, and we like that.
Yeah,
thanks.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Before we went to break, though, we're talking about what makes the Yuma community special to be able to support this. And I love Yuma, of course. I love it. I never want to leave here. But I want to know, what are those things that you've seen in the community that makes it special to be able to support something like this?
So the community in Yuma, now I might be biased, and I've only lived away for college, and that was all the way in Phoenix. So, I only know Yuma, but from my experience with other children's museum directors, I can attest that we have a special community here, that when there is a call, we answer.
Okay, so there's a call to action. Somebody says,
yes.
we need this.
Help. Yeah.
We need this. So, okay, let's get them a building. Great, done, check. Now what? We need some exhibits. Okay, Great. I want to do an exhibit. I want to do it. And it's so great. I don't really have to go hunting. People come to us and say, how can we help? How can we get involved? And it can be, yes, it can be a giant indoor play space. It can be a hospital clinic, but it can also be volunteering your time.
So how do people do that?
Do you,
Yeah,
do you
you
see
just-
that? You see people coming in wanting to volunteer?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We have you just reach out to Olivia at our building. She's on our email or website or Facebook or all the ways. Just say Olivia. Just say volunteer. We'll get you in the right spot.
Just clap 3 times. She
run-
shows up.
Yeah, run in there. Volunteer! Here she comes.
We have people that volunteer that love to craft. So they come in and bring a project to do with the kids once a month, twice a month. We have people that love insects. So they come in and teach kids about bugs. Maybe it's once a year or twice a year. We're doing the backpack giveaway with Chapman on Saturday. And we have volunteers coming in to just assist with kind of a one-time thing where they come in and assist us for an event. We have kids who need hours for high school graduation,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
volunteer
Like community
hours.
service.
Community
Yeah.
service, thank you. Where they come in and they donate their time. And we ask them, what do you like to do? Well, I don't mind cleaning and organizing. We got you
We need
covered.
Oh,
that.
yeah. That,
You always do that with
definitely.
kids.
Yeah, with kids. Cleaning
Or-
and organizing.
Yeah,
That's
or-
Sanitize.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're constantly sanitizing, so that's kind of just par for the course there. But also, you can help prep crafts for future projects. We can set up a table, and we have crafts. Special projects you can sit at and do with children, or you can bring your own to do with children. We have yoga. We have cool critters. We have a mystery critter come in once a month that the kids can interact with. And it ranges from donkeys to lizards to rabbits to tortoises. You
Wow.
know, you never know what you're going to get.
How many visitors did you have last year? I think you told us,
Just
right?
over 25,000 last year,
That's so
and
many.
we're far going to exceed that this year. And we're seeing an increase in visitors from out of town. They're hearing about us, and they're stopping on their way to San Diego or their way to Phoenix, or we have a very large following from El Centro, Imperial Valley. We're thrilled. Calexico, Mexicali, they're coming.
Because they don't have a
We love
museum,
it.
so everyone wants
They
to come
love
here.
it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Or they have them, but like San Diego people, they have them. Phoenix
Yeah.
people have them, but this is a great pit stop.
Oh, yeah.
And
So
then
when
they
you're
eat on Main
traveling. Oh, when they're
Street,
traveling.
and then
Yeah,
they
go get
hang
some
out.
food
if you're
over
traveling with your
yeah.
kids, they got to get out and burn some energy.
Oh man, they shop at our awesome shops on Main Street.
So that's
and
kind of
Madison.
So okay, wait a minute. So that's actually bringing some business downtown.
That's right.
Supplemental. That you're the reason why people are going to the Pint House and Du Bois and stuff, because they need to get the kids out of the car. Right? They're driving them
driving
crazy.
me freaking crazy.
I'm gonna pull over right now. You
Hey
know.
Johnny, the other day I had lunch at a restaurant on Main, and there were 3 of our families having lunch in there at the same time.
Wow.
I just hung out with them, and now they're here, and I like, hey,
I just saw you.
I love supporting Main Street. It's
Yeah,
so fun.
I love
We're a little
downtown.
family down there.
Yeah. No, that's great. I didn't even think about that. That's another way. It's
They hit
serving the
theater
community.
sometimes. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. So okay, the Children's Museum. You talking about the community. One of the community members, Juan Guzman, we had on. We teased it a little bit. He was spearheading this whole project for having like a play place inside there. Is that what it is? Explain a little bit more what Fort Yuma Rotary blessed you guys with.
Okay.
And when is it going to open?
Oh yeah. So
She's like, I have no idea.
any large project at the Children's Museum takes approximately 1 year from renderings to completion. So you might have a great idea, but we have to settle on those renderings, and then you're waiting on. It's a process.
Yeah.
So unless it's already manufactured and you're just setting it up like a light bright, that can
Yes.
take 6 weeks. So Juan came to me and he wanted an indoor playground. He loves the Children's Museum, but he said, my kids are not tired enough when they leave.
That's a good.
I want
Yeah.
'em
Yeah.
tired.
Oh my
They do
goodness.
not crash on the way home. I need them asleep in the car.
Yep.
So I didn't jump at the idea right away because we really didn't kind of have the space for it, and it was something I had never even thought of. So I appreciated him coming to me with this new idea. So I chewed on it for a while, and then you start shopping for how do we want that to look? but you also have safety and liability issues. So we ended up going with an indoor play space, something like you would see at McDonald's, but a little bit on steroids. So
Oh,
It's
really?
gonna be even cooler.
it's a little bigger than what you have at
okay, interesting.
McDonald's.
Ooh,
Okay,
I can't
interesting.
wait.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
kids are gonna love
I
it.
mean, don't get me wrong, it's not, Discovery Zone or anything, but
Yeah.
it has
It's
its own
something new.
room.
Yeah.
We moved the art space to the front of the building, and then we turned our art room into an indoor play space. And we're waiting on the slides.
Yeah.
Once the slides get
He did
here,
tell us about that.
We'll be open. I'm going to throw it out there, but it is not official. 10 days.
What?
Oh,
That's
in 10
way
more days?
Sooner.
They're on
Wow.
Texas soil.
Okay.
So now they got to
They are
get to
here.
Yuma. So
All right.
Okay, so they're moving. Are you guys going to be working on anything else in the near future?
Oh, we are always. Yes, we have
Always
so many
ideas.
irons in the fire. We just finished a model train with a club here in town, Model Train Club. We are working with Onvita on a hospital clinic. We are in talks with the fire department about some things. And we also had a generous donor that wants to do a stem wall. So we're working on a new scarf launcher for that wall.
Wow.
Our founder is Kevin Burge, and we're working on a memorial little exhibit in his honor. He passed away. So we just have a lot of things going on. We're trying to get upstairs. We need more space.
Oh, you need more space
Oh,
already.
I didn't even know there was an upstairs.
Oh,
There's an
okay.
upstairs.
There's an upstairs.
That's where
Well,
you'll find
hopefully.
my desk.
Well, any timeline for that?
I wanted it by the end of this year, but
Wow,
I know
okay.
the year's half over and I'm starting to sweat.
Whatever we got to do, community, we got to
Come
get
on,
together.
Yuma.
Yeah, let's
Come on,
make this
Yuma.
happen. Let's get them
it requires
upstairs.
an elevator. Once we're up
Oh.
there, we are not required to have an elevator. I would like to
Yeah.
provide an
You want an
elevator. I
elevator?
feel like we have a lot of grandparents. We have a lot of people that need
right.
assistance. We also have strollers. And so
Oh my God, yes.
this will be a lift. It will help us get to the second floor. And then we already have people ready, locked and loaded to fill that
Awesome.
space.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for
you.
coming on the show.
Thanks, guys.
People can check out the Yuma Children's Museum. And now it's time for me to read. So this is the part real quick.
Let's do this.
What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon
Yay.
Gonzalez, Anthony Arnales, Juan Garcia, and Dave Reek.
Sometime we'll have Talon talk.
Yep.
Okay, you can find out more about KAWC at kawc.org, on Facebook at KAWC Radio, and on the KAWC app. And stay tuned following our program for KOFA Midday Music.
And tomorrow's program, we're going to have George Flores from Uproot. So I'm really, really excited about having
He's your
George.
friend.
I love George.
George.
He's like a hometown hero. So
Yep.
he's going to be on tomorrow. And I think that's all we got to read real quick.
Okay, you can listen to the podcast version of our program and check out past episodes at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@kawc.org.
I think we did it. We did. Did we do a good job?
You did,
Did
so
you have fun?
great.
All right.
Johnny
Thank you guys for
Ronnie.
listening.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.